So, who do you think could be your ideal client? You can just go ahead and write that in the chat. And so once you think about that, we're gonna go into this on one of the Wednesdays. It's like you want to think about like what do they struggle with? What are they paying? What keeps them up at night? What problem does your client want to solve right away? And what benefit will they receive with your coaching? Those are some of the questions that you want to think about. So I'm just curious to know who do you feel your ideal client might be, just off the top of your head? School districts and charter school networks. Yes. And what is their pain? What is the pain? What do they struggle with, Alyssa?
Significant failure rates of Black and brown students, particularly boys.
Mm-hmm. What problem does your client want to solve? They want to solve the problem of
student achievement,
mm-hmm.
because it's clearly not that these children are genetically predisposed to not being able to learn. It usually has to do with the educators who are in front of them, who are predominantly white. So yeah, they're trying to solve the problem of giving their teachers professional development.
Mm-hmm. And so the benefit is the professional development, the increase in Black students being able to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you say that. I'm actually thinking of, so I'm thinking about two things for you. And I would love to know for Jocelyn too, what you think your ideal client might be. So two things. So one, I worked on this project with a foundation that opened a charter school in Brockton.
Mm-hmm.
And they could be like a really good client for you. And also, I once ran into this job where it was consulting different school districts.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember they paid like $1,500 a day.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was working with Newton, when we were doing the district-wide diversity training, we paid an outside consultant something crazy, like for her to just give us the books that we were supposed to read. So they have the money.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be you getting that money.
Okay, hello, I receive it all.
Yes. Women of color, or Natasha, women of color, especially Black women that are new to leadership, the ones that got it from the bottom, not those that were recruited and didn't have a lot of champions climbing their leadership ladder. Yes. So what do you want to think about? That's beautiful, Natasha. What are their pain and struggles?
Well, like I said, not having champions, so not having the support or the ecosystem that would support them through this, not seeing people that look like, I got you, not seeing a lot of people that look like them in these type of positions.
And so what does that do for them? Like what like how does that help them? Like essentially, I get what you're saying, right? That's like they don't have the ecosystem, they don't have the support, but they're struggling with
imposter syndrome.
There we go.
Or fitting in, feeling like they should be there when they should definitely be there.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I can only use myself as an example. Like somebody took a chance. I don't want to say took a chance, but took a calculated risk on me to get to where I had to go. And so overnight, almost, I had to dig out what was already in me, but then I had to develop some different skills, all the while not really having the support there, you know what I mean, that other people tend to have.
Yeah, absolutely. So what your client wants the problem your client wants to solve is not feeling like an imposter and feeling like they belong, feeling confident, feeling like
knowing that they're in the right place, knowing that, they have to give themselves grace, knowing that they're going to make mistakes and it's just a part of it, and not feeling like again, I can only use myself. Like, I felt like there was a couple of mistakes that I made that were rookie errors and anybody could have made them. But because I was so new and I didn't really have any guardrails, I felt like it was over. It was the end. And no one should feel like that.
Correct. Right. So working with you, they'll be able to gain, like, what would be the benefits?
They'd be able to find what they already have in themselves.
Yeah.
So,
like, identify their strengths, exercise their strengths, claim their strengths.
Take up space. I mean, they're there. So,
so essentially, like, when you think about these questions, right, you think about your marketing, it's like your ideal client. It's like, are you a woman of color that is new to leadership? Do you struggle with imposter syndrome, feeling like you don't belong?
Just like a cheesy 90s ad. Yep,
there you go.
Yeah.
What problem, do you want to feel confident and really identify your unique strengths and own them and feel like you belong and make the difference that you want to make? Hire me. Call me for a free consultation. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, right. You are your best client. That's the best. That's the best kind. And Magali's ideal clients, Latinas or Latinos, network immigrants and communities of color. And so again, right, is thinking about Magali's, what's their pain and what's their struggle? What problems does your client want to solve? And how are they going to benefit from working with you? And this doesn't have to be fancy wording. It just has to be true. So don't think so much about like feeling like you have to sell yourself, but really identify what's their pain and what's their struggle? What do they want to solve today? And how are they going to benefit from your coaching? So if you want to just go ahead and write that on the chat, that would be really helpful. And then Jocelyn, for you, early to mid-level HR professionals looking to build self-confidence to take their career to the next level. They struggle with managing priorities between staff and leadership and building business acumen. Beautiful. And like, is it a woman, a man? What age are they? When you say mid-level. So, just the more specific you can get, the better off you're going to be.